Alright, we are go.
Prepping live.
Prepping live. We're making the coffees today.
Yeah, first time making coffee on air.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know. So, like, we're doing a little combo platter today. Found some new Maxim. KANU.
Which is our Korean instant love.
Yes. I found a store, like it was at the store. It was at SAGARA, and there's a whole aisle of Korean coffees.
And where's that place?
This one's on Morse Road, east side of Columbus.
Need to go.
Yeah, Momo Gar, baby. It's got a restaurant in it that serves dumplings. Tibet dumplings.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, your dumplings.
Yeah, my dumpling spot, that's where it is. But, yeah, and so I found that they have a thing called KANU. And it's their double shot latte, but it's instant. And we're like, well, let's have a cup of that. And then Mike's like, it's cold. Can we have some? I want some front porch blend. Because it's the best thing on a cold day. So
yeah,
we're doubling it up today.
Yeah.
And all the coffees.
I'm looking forward to this. I don't really know the differences like between like the other colors.
Yeah, the other colors.
They're all different a little bit.
The green and yellow and the red.
I can't even tell you how they're different, but they are.
But they are, yeah.
They're all each enjoyable in their own little weird way. I think the red one tastes a little bit like bacon to me for some reason.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's mixed with the Cafe Pastel or whatever, but like
maybe
that's what we had in Iceland, and it always had like a hint of bacon to it.
Hint of bacon.
An enjoyable hint of bacon.
That might just been Iceland as well.
Yeah, it's true. It's going in.
Ooh, it mixes up neat. Look at that. Kind of like creamy.
Yeah, quick little latte.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Got them both.
We don't usually do blends back to back, otherwise we'd probably be slamming Snow Angel.
Yeah, seriously. Not sleeping for a little while.
Yeah. Stuff is so good. I haven't had it with Irish butter yet, so.
Oh man, I did the other day. Oh, it was so good.
That is the recipe.
Yeah, that's the best.
Do you have a preference of Irish butter? Use like the Cary Gold that you can get, or that's what I use.
The only Irish butter that I know of is like the one you can get it at the store. You can buy it in bulk at freaking Costco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've only ever seen one.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are others.
I'm sure
there is a French butter out there. In case you didn't know, French butter has even more fat than Irish butter.
Ooh, I love fat.
Yeah,
I love fat in coffee.
It's not bad.
That's really good.
It's really
tasty. Enjoyable.
Yeah, even with just the water.
Yeah.
Even with the hot water.
It's not like as sweet as the other ones.
No, it's definitely it's a freaking latte.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It's a double shot latte.
Yeah. You know what? Don't know if it needs coffee.
Huh?
You just want to go straight up.
What is this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the coffee's made, so like.
Well, fuck it, throw it.
Yeah, we don't need it yet. Just enjoy it as is.
Yeah.
Man. Don't need to mix and match.
We'll splice it in.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, head it up.
All right, head it up. We're moving. I don't know what this is gonna sound like.
Oh, we'll see.
Got it! Yay!
Headed up to the library. Settled in. Yeah, this is nice.
I had a gift card. And 20. This is from Target. I had a gift card.
Should have known.
Gift card from my mama and a 20% off coupon. And I was like, dang.
Get an ottoman for the library.
It's a nice ottoman though.
It is.
Man.
It's very nice.
It's comfy. Put my feet on. So good.
Setting up for the cast. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly adding to all of the different things we add in here. We got bean bags. We have leather couch. Leather ottoman. Pink chair. Pretty simple. Soon bookshelves.
Bookshelves, they're coming. They're always sort of coming, but I'm figuring it out. So, today, I wanted to toss around a concept.
I love concepts.
Concepts, yeah. That's why I like Toss Magic.
We should do an episode on concepts.
The concept episode.
Oh, shit.
Have to do that? Well, today's concept is details.
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 It's where the devil is.
Well, or, Depending on what you want to define as the devil.
Yeah, some people love the devil.
Maybe he's not the devil. Maybe
Exactly.
Just because the dude's British, just because the dude has a British accent doesn't mean he's evil. Come on, man.
He has that weird pencily mustache.
Black nails are in again.
Yeah. But details. You could take that to making coffee.
Mm-hmm. Well, the idea I was thinking of is how like details grow. Mm-hmm. In the beginning, what your details are like an 8-bit. We're playing Nintendo. But as you move through, you kind of move through the generations of your video games, and you become a NES, and you become a Super Nintendo and a Genesis and an N64, and you become a PlayStation, and then before you know it, it's PS5.
Yeah.
Like what?
And that's like fucking smell the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're at but they're all like enjoyable in their own stage too.
Yeah, they're all thoroughly enjoyable, and you can go back to them. But like as you gain more detail, is like what you see, how it changes, and
it's like a really good parallel to jiu-jitsu, obviously. Like,
Oh,
it's like progression wise too.
Yeah.
Like, when you start out, you're an 8-bit white belt.
Yeah, seriously.
Fucking, booping along, and then you get a little more detail, and then by the time you're a good black belt, hopefully it's like some Call of Duty shit in real life and it looks cool.
Yeah.
You filled in the details and filled in the gaps, put more time into it.
Mm-hmm. But then you see more, like when you look at things, like it's like when I watch a fight with people that don't know how to fight. All the things I see that they don't. They're just like one dude punched another dude and kicked a dude and now he's sitting on him. And I'm like, no, here's what happened.
Yeah.
And I'm yelling out stuff to do, and then my daughter jumps in and starts yelling out stuff to do. That's how we roll. But, my wife said a long time ago, she's like, I never would have been interested in mixed martial arts if I never met you. Because it's just a couple of half-naked sweaty dudes laying on each other. It's like, but I sat and watched a fight with you, and you yell out all the details of everything, because I'm that kind of fan. Like, you can hear me through the television.
Yeah.
I'm coaching you. But she's like, I started to understand all of it, and it's really fascinating now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, like, that can pull other people in, like, you're noticing details, right, of different things that other people in an untrained eye wouldn't notice.
Yeah. Then
like, this is why this is cool. This is why this is interesting, or this is why this is impressive.
That's why this is super difficult to do.
Like, that's why, like, Demian Maia has the following that he does now, because he's stuck to his path so fucking fiercely.
And and if you know what you're looking at, and like my knowledge of grappling has grown sort of in parallel with being a Demian Maia fan. Mm-hmm. I was always kind of into it, just kind of liked MMA, but it's just from an MMA standpoint. So my grappling was real basic, and it worked well with no gi, no gloves on, all that. That's kind of where I learned it from. But then Demian Maia fucking threw Chael Sonnen off the fence and then top triangle armbarred him.
Yeah.
And I was like,
holy shit.
Holy fuck, there's a world there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And I was starting to delve in. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been recently watching a lot of like wrestling videos, like old wrestling videos from like the 80s and 90s and stuff.
Now, define wrestling, because wrestling, it's WCW for me, if you're talking 80s and 90s.
More international, like college wrestling.
Okay. Real wrestling. Okay, because I was like, classic Dean Malinko, man, it's amazing. But
there's this guy named Cary Kolat, and he's just the shit. He didn't go to a big school. He went to, I forget where. He coaches, I think, at like Campbell University now.
Nice, okay.
But then, where the I know, some rather small school, but he just tooled everyone up. Like, he was just a beast. And then internationally, he was a beast because he got killer like strength and conditioning and shit. And he's just such a precise, aggressive. But his technique is perfect, and his attention to detail is perfect. So, but then he notices the details, right? Mm-hmm. So that he knows the technique so well. He knows the details of the technique so well that he knows how to execute it so aggressively and perfectly, exactly when.
Mm-hmm.
So
throw everything at it because it's perfect at it.
And it looks beautiful. It's beautiful. Right?
Oh, wow. And it looks good. Dang.
Yeah, it's aggressive, effective, and beautiful.
That guy's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. So like you watch some of his wrestling, it's like I watched like at like 4:30 this morning. I was just like watching a couple matches of him versus Iranian wrestlers and shit in like the early '90s or
that's
late
saying
90s.
A lot too. He's fighting some.
Oh, he's piecing this dude up like he fucked
Iranian
this dude
wrestling. They get the Persian wrestlers in just that area of the world. They're all the best.
All beasts. All from like age 5 on. Like they're all the shit.
Yeah.
Now look at motherfucking Khabib. Like, he's a standout in the area. But everyone's doing that shit.
Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, he's just been my favorite. Well, I got re-fascinated just because I go in and out of it. When I'm practicing certain things, I just practice and I learn.
Can I have someone you go to?
Yeah, and then I go into other phases where I'm like, I want to observe and see other things applied and how other people do it.
Yeah, but this definitely applies to the details thing. I mean, you keep coming back. Come back to your old favorites and see new things.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
suddenly you're like, oh, whoa, yeah.
Every day I learn something new about the same shit that I learned 10 years ago. I'm like, this is why this is great. Like, I knew, like, on my leg locking, for instance, like, I knew that I put in, like, a lot of work with it. Or, like, just reps. Not necessarily the best or cleanest, but I put groundwork down.
Yeah.
And I understood a lot about what didn't work and did work. But then I started to fill in details, and it really made connections. And now it's like an actual, like, reliable part of my game.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to being just like, I'm gonna fucking try.
Yeah.
Which it used to be the approach. Now it's like, I can pick and choose, and it's an actual weapon.
Now there's a flow chart attached to it.
Yeah. I don't function in flowcharts that well, but I mean, I need to a little bit. But yeah, anyway, wrestling, and what else have I been watching? Oh, I watched, the Bo Nickel versus Gordon Ryan match.
I saw the highlights of it.
I saw like the finish. But.
And did Bo Nickel get? Did they count that takedown that Gordon Ryan just gave him? They said he got one takedown, right?
I don't know.
But that was the takedown I saw, and I'm like, right.
I saw a picture of Ryan getting like fucking launched.
Well, if you see the clip of it, right? He turns around, sticks his butt out, backs into him.
Yeah.
And I was like, please.
He probably just gave it.
He just gave it to him. He's like, please throw me. And Nickel did like a great back, belly to back suplex and just smashed him. But then he got right up, like, no.
Yeah. And then still got triangled.
Well, that was a classic finish. I like to see the classic end in this day and age when you don't expect it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid, that's how wrestlers got finished by grapplers. Mm-hmm. They just left their necks out and got choked.
Yep.
Or they got triangled because someone was on their back and they didn't think it was anything.
Yeah.
That's 90s shit.
Well, that's the thing too. You repeat that match 100 times with that rule set too. You'll have very similar results. But back armbar triangle, random chokes.
Yeah, whatever finish Gordon Ryan wants, because Bo Nickel doesn't know enough about outside of wrestling.
Exactly. And even the energies. Being a high level competitive wrestler and a high level competitive jiu-jitsu, the energy's so different. It's not going to be the same. You're not going to be able to out wrestle and overpower someone who's really good at jiu-jitsu, who's really skilled at jiu-jitsu. They'll be able to counter that.
Yeah.
Right?
Frame him out.
They'll be able to counter that, and they'll be able to absorb it and use it, which I imagine is what Gordon Ryan did. Because any wrestler is going to start to power. That's what they're trained to do. Is power through.
Power through all the steps.
Yeah. And do stuff.
I gotcha.
So I thought that was. I like that they did it. I'm glad.
I think it's great, and for a guy like Bo Nickel to put himself out there like that.
Oh yeah.
Whether he knew the odds were against him or not, he's an Olympic. He's probably going to be on an Olympic team and probably getting a medal in the Olympics.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And to put himself out there that way now, right before that stuff's, should happen.
Very much so,
man.
Yeah, very much so. The Asker in front, sort of just kind of always. And do the thing.
Yeah, let's do it. Just figure out what happens.
Which, I've always respected. So.
Which, I have mad respect for that.
Yeah.
This is good.
It is good.
This is just straight up double shot latte.
Mm-hmm. Nothing special, nothing.
No, there's no extra sweetness to it. There's but it doesn't taste very artificial either.
Exactly. That's what I always worry about with stuff like that, and lattes and stuff that's always going to be sweet or weird. This is not. It's actually very direct and kind of dry, which I like.
Yeah, which is cool. It it really is great. No.
Damn, Koreans know instant coffee, man.
Maxim comes through again.
You know it's good. God.
I'm so happy.
Oh. Jason Corbett doesn't know anything about good coffee, I know that.
He does now if he listens.
Yeah, he listens, he lets me know. And
Alright.
And that's why I keep just trickling stuff.
You keep experimenting, dude.
Because I'm waiting for him to call in.
Call in. Got our first caller.
I feel like that's the only way we'll be able to get him. He's got like 900 kids, so getting him.
Got that real people job.
Yeah, he got a job and like a family and all that weird stuff. So. Well, you have that stuff, and you're podcasting.
This is my job, though.
Well, yeah,
I don't have to leave the house.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I tell him all the time, like, yeah, man, just quit your job, train all the time. Duh.
Yeah, you're gonna have time to train all the time, right? Yeah, that's the great joke of it.
Yeah, I know.
People think you got all kinds of time. No, there's a reason that everything's in house, bro. Mm-hmm. I took away commute time.
But Maxim pays attention to their instant details. Instant does not mean low quality.
No, it does not. And I mean, I didn't really think that about coffee until I found the Maxim by the accident. Until someone gave me some of this stuff.
Maxim's legit.
Yeah, because I mean, Starbucks instant coffee's okay.
I haven't had theirs.
It's pretty good.
That's the stuff that
That was kind of my go-to for that for a while, and then I kind of discovered the Cafe Bustelo, which was better.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then someone tossed Maxim at me, and I was like, "What if I put them together?"
Pretty new thing. It's utilitous. It's on the go. It's quick. It's good. Mm-hmm. Again, quick does not mean low quality.
No.
And being a little bit of a coffee snob now, needed better instant shit.
That's true.
I'll take those instants over Folgers or a lot of gas station coffees.
Oh, pretty much.
You know?
Yeah.
Even probably a lot of like airports and stuff too. You know, I'd take that over it.
Agreed.
Realistically.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely. It's also can control your quality a little bit better.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting if you go all over the place. Really.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even from like chain store to chain store.
Could vary a lot.
It can vary in the area, you know. So if you have your quality instance to carry with you outside of water, you can control most of it. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then even then, if you carry a little bit of water,
there you
find
go.
A way.
Keep that food up, you're fine. Yeah.
You build a little fire somewhere, boil that shit up.
Cold coffee. Cold. It's a Prince song. Cold coffee and cocaine.
Yeah. But yeah, the way like obviously in teaching details
in teaching are fun because how much do you toss out? That's a person to person, class to class thing. Because sometimes you can overburden people with details, or you can like not give someone enough, and you have to kind of. Is that intuitive? You pick it up from person to person because I kind of like. You just kind of know what to do most of the time.
Yeah,
you gotta tell what people are getting.
Especially with jiu-jitsu, it's like you can tell like by their movements, like how confidently they're doing it.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, they clearly don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, clearly they got step one, but the rest of it, no. Oh.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's part of it. That's why you learn. But like, as an instructor, you know, whatever, you have to pick and choose. Yeah, like what details you're giving them, like at what times, right?
Yeah,
so, like
because you can't. If you mess that order up, you can totally fuck up the way they understand it and send them back.
Yeah, and that can vary. Like my afternoon class, you know, like you used to go to my afternoon class, like you know who goes, and like there's a good crowd, and we can usually dig into stuff pretty deep.
Yeah,
and then like taught a fundamentals class that night, did the same exact shit, but the amount of the details were and what I said and what we did was vastly different. Right?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
and it's the same exact lesson. But
we're doing the same thing, same mechanics.
You know, the group. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, like, that doesn't go back, I don't want not to talk, like, down, like, 8-bit, 16-bit, whatever, like.
But it's kind of just, you got to start you got to be where you're at.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to understand where you're at if you want to be able to progress.
And on top of being appreciative of each stage, like, I still will find ways to go play fucking GoldenEye on N64.
Oh.
Like, I'll go play that shit. I'll find that shit somewhere.
Actually, I have it for the Wii.
Yeah. But, like, you know, again, each stage is appreciated, and like every upgrade is like, oh, that's why. Like you build on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like, you know, if you're gonna use the video game reference, GoldenEye on N64, I understand. I don't get fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fun for me.
Right. Yeah. Well, like now, like I used to play that in like, I don't know, 2010, right? Yeah. It's been 10 fucking years since I used to play that game. It's changed a lot, and
all this time, yeah.
You know, gaming has changed a lot, and like what happens and what you can do, and like what the objectives and shit are have been changed, and there's a lot more creative and stuff. So
to a point, yeah.
And it's almost to the point where like I'm not interested in investing time in shit.
It's too much time. Now I'll tell you what I will still invest some time in is any Tekken. Like I haven't played Tekken 6 or 7. What's out now? Like, damn. I want to buy a PS4 for one game. Mm-hmm. But I should get it on computer or something, man.
Do it.
I'll always rock some Tekken.
Do it.
Like, that's my shit.
You should treat yourself. Play a little Tekken here and there, you know.
That's my. I'll copy the moves from that game.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like I found this game that I used to play on the computer all the time, but I found it in an app. Right?
Oh, sweet.
So like, it's the exact same shit, but now it's on my phone. So like that's a funny generational thing.
Condense that shit down.
Yeah, like I used to play that shit.
But they have like they have like the little Nintendos and Genesis and stuff now. Yeah, it has like 60 games on this thing that's 4 inches by 2 inches.
Yeah,
you're like,
Jesus Christ.
That saved me a lot of money in the 80s.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, so like the past couple weeks I've just been, it's like a hunting game where you hunt fucking Ice Age animals.
Oh,
like, it's just goofy shit, you know, it's outlandish stuff, there's spaceships, like, there's nuts stuff, but it's fun. But I've been treating myself to that here and there. I like paid for it, you know, I don't pay fucking apps ever, like, for, you know, unless it's for something that I need or whatever, but...
you gotta try the front porch in contrast to what we just had.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So you paid for an app for your favorite game. So it's the second time you paid for this game?
Well, when I was a kid, let's see, how did I get that game? I didn't have it originally. No. I played it somewhere else and I was like, oh fuck, I have to find a way to get this game. But then there was 2 versions. A dinosaurs version where you hunt dinosaurs, and then an Ice Age. And there's other versions too, but...
Turok?
Close.
Okay.
Close. Damn, but like again, more 8-bit than Turok.
Okay, cool.
More Turok is you know pretty legit.
Oh.
And there's no storyline to this game. Turok has like a storyline.
Oh yeah, there's a whole storyline.
But yeah, this one you're just hunting animals, and we just used to fucking play that for hours on the PC, dude.
That's cool.
And then when I found it, I was like, oh my god, I have to. And then I could play it a little bit. The free version, I was like, oh my god, I have to buy it.
Yeah.
I haven't paid for an app in like ever, so I'm gonna fucking pay $3 for this game, and it's worth it. You can get to hunt Sasquatch at the end. So
nice. Hey, speaking of which, movie you need to see if you're talking about hunting Sasquatch: The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot.
It's a movie.
It's a freaking movie, and it's a great movie.
Okay.
All right, it's got Sam Elliott in it.
Oh, I fucking love Sam Elliott.
That's why I bought it. But it came out months ago, this year sometime, but a while ago, and I saw it and just bought it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
If you look at those two things as separate titles, A Man Who Killed Hitler, A Man Who Killed the Bigfoot, they don't seem like they should go together. And separately, these stories are both amazing. You put them together,
better.
Oh, dude, it's magic. I didn't know. Like, you gotta watch the behind the scenes interviews about how the dude who like wrote and directed it figured that out.
Yeah.
But it is everything you wanted out of both possible genres of those films, with the same guy doing it.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I have to check that out.
But details, man. How you get that together, man? Oh, so good.
So that's a good aspect. Like movies and stuff, details like music, clothing, lighting.
No.
Talk about fucking details, doc.
Yeah. Like I remember...
In an industry I know nothing about, but detail.
When I was in college, I worked in a music library. So I was exposed to a lot of like real music. Like real orchestra and opera and actual music, right? And I got into a conversation once with my boss about how I was like, trance is the orchestral music of the 21st century. You know, as I started listening to trance in the mid-90s, this hardcore trance junkie, but it's so layered. And even though it's repetitive, there's things that aren't repetitive about it, and there's just things you listen for and listen to. And my boss, he explained to me New York Greg, like New York Greg and New York Krista. It's New York Greg.
Excellent.
He explained to me that kind of, he goes, actually that makes a lot of sense, because if you look at any sort of era of orchestral music, you have like a Baroque era, right? And you're listening for certain movements, you're listening for certain instrumentation, you're listening for particular rhythms. And there's going to be points in it that you're, oh, here it comes. Oh, there it is, right? And he's like, so it's something you have to learn to appreciate. And he kind of explained the structure of these different eras to me. He goes, that's what you're getting at when you're like, when you listen to like a trance song you've never heard before, and you know when something's going to drop. He goes, it's the same thing. There's a pattern in your head that you're appreciating. And the more you listen to it, the more you dig into the details of the pattern. But there's an overall rhythm, and then you start to kind of dive in.
That's interesting.
And I've kind of, he's also the guy who told me that, you know, if I know words you don't know, I can think thoughts you can't think. Which is like a foundation of my life. Right? And so if you think about details in that way, of returning to some of your favorite wrestling matches and learning new things. I bust out old music from 10, 20 years ago and listen to it again, and if it holds up, suddenly you hear it as you did then, but then also as you do now, and you hear like all these
it's
cool
richer.
things.
It's
it's like deep, and you have like certain memories will be attached to it, but then you have like kind of get to rebuild it a little bit.
That's a good example. Like you can almost have like a very physical reaction with that, right? So like like I have a very physical reaction when I like add another layer with like grappling or something. I'm like, oh shit! I have the same like skin tingle and like, oh my hair's standing. Oh shit!
That makes sense.
It's almost it's electrifying, right?
But it's all kind of the same thing.
Because
well, here what kind of spawned this idea for me is last night I had a really interesting dream. Well, to put it in comparison, you know who Rocky and Bullwinkle are?
Yeah.
Okay, you know Bullwinkle remembers everything he ever ate?
Okay.
It's
been a long time since I watched, so I mean...
Alright, well, that's just... that was my favorite episode, I remember that.
That was very young.
But as a comparison, I think I remember every fight I've ever had. Like, down to, like, minute details. I don't know why I can do this, but I can.
Yeah, I can't do that.
But I had a dream about the very first black belt match I ever had. I got my ass handed to me. I got fucking beat up. It was States. I don't remember what year it was. It was probably 98. But this dude beat the shit out of me. And I remember at one point, like after the first round, my coach yelling at me, which she never did. She was pissed. Just like, basically, like, pull your head out of your ass and fight, or I'm calling this thing. You just stand. You know. And I was like, it was kind of a nightmare for a second. And I realized I was dreaming. I went, wait, I'm going to try something. I'm going to reframe it. And I've inserted myself now as my coach. And I thought about you saying, you know, you became the coach you always wanted, you needed, right? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this live action, you know, in my dream, because I can have lucid dreams. And I went, all right, I coached myself the way I thought I should have been coached at that age when I was 18. Knocked the fucking guy out. But with the skill set I had at the time, it wasn't like I put myself now on that kid. I know what I was able to do back then. And I said, all right. And I was like, kind of grabbed me, my head. I said, breathe. Slow down. Quit thinking about it. Just breathe for me. I said, okay, now, just focus on breathing. This is what I'm going to tell you. I just need you to step out to your left. And I need you to throw a jump back kick. Step to the left, jump back kick. Okay, that's going to open a bunch of shit up. And when it starts opening stuff up, he's going to leave his head open and just start kicking him in the head. I said, look at me, breathe. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's your first match. You're fine. And I went there and I did it and opened a bunch of stuff up. Knocked him out the end of round 2. It was freaking beautiful. Within the skill set I had at the time, within the ability I had at the time. But if I just changed a few words, rather than having someone be pissed off at you and be embarrassed and fucking said, fight's a fight, shit happens. Calm down and just kick the guy.
Yeah.
But give you a starting point because as a coach now, I know don't give too many details. 1, maybe 2 things. It's all you can handle when you're fighting. So I give 2 details. Step to your left, throw a fucking jump back kick. And I knew all I had back then was a right leg jump back kick, so I knew how I was going to step. And I was like, I'm starting a closed stance. I'm going to step to the side. I'm going to do the back kick. It's going to hit him in the body real hard. He's going to react to it. It's going to start to shut down that front leg that he was using. That was my thought process as the coach. And then I got to go out there as the athlete and do it. And then, remember what the coach said. Stop and breathe. Don't freak out. And I reworked the whole match in my head, in my dream. I woke up and I was really happy about it. I'm trying to be all well, motherfucker, if that would have just happened in real life. But I wasn't. And I was it's details. It's details now. And I was thinking about reframing things. And then you saying about being the coach you wanted to be, you needed and all that. And I was kind of just putting it all together in my head. And I'm like, huh.
Yeah. So, yeah. I know what you mean. So when we talk about the pursuit of perfection and all that shit, no, it's not. Even if we don't get that result in real life, right, we can go back, and as long as we find the detail that would have helped, it's almost satisfying enough. It's enough to quell.
It quells a little bit. It quells a little bit, yeah. But
as long as you recognize the mistake too. So
it's nice that I don't know, show myself that I learned.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I have improved. I may not have the accolades I wanted. Maybe the success that I was moving for, but I did get better.
Yeah,
interesting.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting way to look at it too, through dreaming and stuff like that too. Especially lucid dreaming, where you get to beat people up.
Yeah.
I just knock out and I'm dead. So. But yeah, details with teaching, with learning. I mean, you have to decide what details you take in too. At the same time, if you have an instructor that's throwing too much at you, you might have to filter it.
Yeah, you gotta.
Sometimes some people don't have the ability to. There's they try and do it and they get discouraged.
Yeah, and that's the thing you gotta learn too, is how to filter out what you can understand. Because a lot of people don't get that, especially if you have a partner and you're drilling and they're trying to get all of it, and you're like, I don't get all of it. I'm just going to get what I get. And most people aren't cool with that.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to do everything?
That's exactly. I want to, and that's something I need to try and communicate better. Is and I try to, but it's just you need to be putting in as many reps over as much time that this. Not to say that this rep won't matter, but you have to be putting in so many that this is going to be a part of it. You know what I mean? You have to be putting in.
Quality reps is a sliding scale.
Right.
It's as quality as you can get right now.
Yeah. And that will change. That quality rises. Yeah.
But you have to be right here, right now, and get the best rep you can, even if you know it's not perfect. Focus on the things that are good about it. Do those things. From there. Build those things.
Yeah. And then by the time you're good at it, those things will be impeccable.
Those things are there, yeah.
Everything else is,
if you're thinking about what you're doing wrong all the time, then that's all you're thinking about.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing too, is we've been doing a lot of communication stuff and just just recognizing negative speech and stuff like that, right? Just how that can affect, I mean, realizing my mental health stuff coming up, it was I was my own worst enemy, of course.
Negative self-talk's a bitch, man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I never really gave a shit about people I ever fought. It's just because I beat myself up worse than anybody else could.
Oh, totally, yeah.
So and that's that was just another aspect. So then that's something I've been improving on, trying to work on for years and stuff. But then just kind of dialing in on certain things. It's cool.
Yeah.
To see, but just paying attention to how you communicate to yourself and then communicate to other people.
Yeah, definitely.
Paying attention to details. It's easy to just have no tone in your voice, or do whatever, tell someone to fuck off, kind of be very dismissive, right? But taking the time to be engaged in this and then pay attention to what they're saying.
Oh yeah, stop what you're doing and be actually listen. With that person and listen. Don't just wait to talk.
Yeah.
Actually listen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to kind of catch yourself in those modes, if you really are just waiting for your turn to speak.
And recognizing
nope, dropped in.
And being a teacher too, that's tough, because you're almost in teacher mode because you're like, oh, I'm waiting to educate.
Yeah, I must educate you now. Yeah,
talk to other people too about that. And I've read other people's points of views on that. It's just like, oh shit, yeah, I've been there.
I have to tell you about cool little study I read. This basketball team that the coach tried this of. In different practices, I think she tried a couple different ways of coaching. So after one game, all they did was focus on everything they did wrong and try to fix it, which is pretty a classical sort of U.S. way of coaching.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Everything we did wrong, let's improve it, and how frustrated everyone was, and level of improvement was. They had all these different, like, they'd figured out these ways to sort of measure things. They had certain milestones they were looking for. And then, all right, so kind of worked, kind of didn't. There wasn't much improvement. And so then the next game, in the practice after that one, what they did is they focused on everything they did right in the game. Even if I think they lost the game too, but they all they did was focus on, okay, here's what you did correctly. We're going to build off of that, and rather than, because the thought process always is, as far as and this is really common in teaching in the U.S. If you're not focusing on your weaknesses, you're not getting better. As if you did it right, you don't have to mess with it. And they think of it as like a if-then thing almost, or as like a black and white statement.
Yeah.
What they found is that if they focused on the things everyone did right, it was actually a springboard. They weren't just working on things they did right. It put everyone in a positive mood. They started feeling good about themselves. They worked harder. And those things they did right led to doing the things that they did wrong better. They were allowed them to correct those things, but a lot of times the kids, the players, I think this was college level, didn't realize they were correcting their mistakes so much, so they weren't really thinking about it. They were thinking about doing stuff, the things they did well correctly. And then the things they didn't do well, they stopped worrying about it.
And then they're not self-correcting, but probably just filled in the blanks.
They started. It was easier to fill in the blanks. It was easy because they used the stuff they did right as a jump point rather than the stuff they did wrong as the jump point.
Yeah, it's hard to fucking jump out of a deep hole, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you ever jump on a trampoline wrong and your freaking legs collapse?
Like, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Your spine's out through your ass.
Yeah. You jump on it right, and you're like, woo! Yeah, it's kind of the same thing.
Same deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And that's the thing. I've come from environments where that happens.
Well, and that was the old model of teaching, though, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
You can't be too mad at people for that environment if they didn't know to go outside of it.
Sure.
Even though I think you and I both probably as children had those ideas of, why don't we go from the positive space? I mean, if we didn't have that language to describe it, It just took a long time to get it out.
Yeah, be like, I feel that I need different things.
Yeah.
Than you yelling at me. Telling me I suck. Like,
that's not working for me. It's not motivating. I don't have that chip on my shoulder.
Exactly.
I do need to water my cacti, though.
I'm sorry. It's okay. I'll get some water. But yeah, like, it's just interesting because I've experienced so many weird, shitty teams and, like, coaches and good ones too. Like, don't get me wrong, I always talk about shitty ones, but like, I had great ones.
Had great ones too, but even within the great ones, the structure wasn't always there.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Some of my best coaches were like assistants, or like weren't head coaches, or like weren't the head honcho or whatever. Like,
yeah, or even your best coaches had, like, if the system was not as good as it could be now, like maybe they were doing a bunch of things wrong, but they did a few things right, and their heart was in it, and they were good people.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you're
like, hey, that's cool.
I can't fault people to stuff. I can't be like, this person did this,
because you can't. You can't apply what you know now to that what was then,
right?
Even 10 years ago.
Yeah,
so much has changed.
Yeah, that goes for jiu-jitsu, and I'm even making parallels
5 years ago,
playing like football in high school and shit like that, like weird stuff like that. So.
But it is, as you see them in more details and are able to try things sort of with some freedom.
Yeah.
And see how it shakes out.
Yeah.
It's
I think that as a coaching style, like, and again, it's like a mental health aspect, like, that's not the way that I learn. And I really don't think that's the way a lot of people learn. Okay. And like, I don't think even people who do learn that way would be hurt by learning my way. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be like non-receptive to it.
No, I think It's funny, it brings up an interesting thing. I come from a time of tough guys.
Yeah.
Like, you were weak if you were sensitive to being berated by the coach.
Yeah.
Or if you needed help, if you needed help, or if you needed praise for the things you did well. Like, no one liked that. You were a bitch.
Yeah.
And so that was
reaffirmation or like positive language. Go fuck yourself.
You know, pat on the back for just working hard. Like, you know, and so that stifled the community very much so. And there were like, you know, I mean, there were nerdy dudes like me who were researching shit on the low, figuring things out as I went and learning how to reframe shit on my own. But then as a community, like, that was just shit you didn't do.
Yeah.
And it takes time for that to change.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I got tail end of that too.
Yeah.
Like, I got into
You kind of came at the end of that one, yeah.
And I would even say, like, I caught the vapors of that shit, you know, like, not even, like, so it's, like, not even quite there, but there enough to recognize.
Yeah, it started to go, but because everyone was, like, physically broken.
Oh, dude, we were fucked up. I talked to my buddy about it. Like, we were fucked up.
Yeah, all the time, dude.
We were fucked up.
I had pride in that shit too, man. Proud of that. Held together by tape. I'm tough.
Yeah. God. And that's the thing. Like, I'm glad I repaired my thinking process and my body from that. I'm grateful that I was able to bounce back a little bit from it and not be stuck. Yeah. That's the thing too. Like, that's always been a weird fear of mine coming up in the environment that I did. Is like, there's also like these older cats, you know, that were like the old fucking tough guys, you know, that like all had all fucked up necks and shit, but also like they trained like goddamn Neanderthals, like
animals, man. Yeah,
fucking just beat the piss out of each other and like, yep, good day, like
good day, getting better.
Yeah, and then just go get trashed, and you know, like no wonder you can't fucking walk. Like, so that was just like the future thing. You're like, well, I don't want to be that guy.
That was my thing too.
Pay attention to details early on to make sure that shit doesn't happen. Like,
yeah. That was. I'm like, I don't want to be that. Like, one of my goals in life was I'm gonna be able to walk 140.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm walking pretty well. I'm almost there.
Doing good. Goal, checkpoint 1, almost there.
So, learned a little something.
And we'll get to 65 after that. And then we'll check in.
Never thought past 40, actually. So, I'm moving into new territory here.
Yeah. Exactly.
But,
so, like, that's another thing. Like, coming back to things and, like, relayering, like, you know, we've talked about IBJJF stuff and tournaments, stuff like that. Yeah. This coming year, like, I want to do some IBJJF tournaments and stuff like that. Like, it's gotten past the point where I'm like, all anti like establishment with it. You know, it's like, all right, fuck it.
But to revisit the rule set with your new skill set,
exactly,
and a new mind of your new mind of approaching things. Of how well can you work within the system?
Exactly.
Because like, I don't know, like when my rib was hurt. And I was really confined in the training I could do. But I discovered a bunch of shit. Because within my confines, I had to be like really creative and free. With a very limited amount of things I could do. And yet I was like infinitely creative.
And that's that's an interesting concept too. Because like, I wasn't injured, but I was like doing my mental redo, basically. Like, so I was mentally injured, and I was like, just doing that, so I didn't compete, this, that, but in that time I was learning, and I filled in so many gaps. Like, that's why I want to do it again.
You were within that, like, the confines of that small space.
But also, like...
But you were completely free within that small bit.
That too, but also like competitive training makes you sharpen your best shit a lot. And
it doesn't make you sharpen your other shit.
This was like creating things for me, not creating techniques, but creating stuff for me and creating patterns and creating different things.
Well, that's what I mean is you took the competition out of it.
Yeah.
And so like you put yourself in a different spot.
With the intent of like knowing someday that I'd be like, I'm going to be interested in this again, I'll do it. But in that meantime, I'm going to be filling in shit. Like, it's not going to just be like I'm waiting for it to be like, I'm, XYZ fucking, killing everybody, but like...
Yeah, you don't have to just be good at the thing.
Yeah, and then reframing it mentally and like playing it that way, and I'm just really looking forward to it. Like, I didn't used to, you know what I mean? Like,
that's cool. So now it's just like, try the new stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get after it.
And like, my first tournament, thinking will probably be in like April or something in Chicago.
Oh, right on, you're going to
Chicago
Chicago?
Open.
Yeah,
like, that's a tournament that I've always loved to go to, and like took a couple years off, so it'd be like nice to go back. It's a tournament I've done well at before too. Like I placed in the Open the first time there.
Oh, nice.
I had to fight some big fuckers, some little fuckers too, actually. But yeah, that was fun. That was my first, like, I placed in my division or whatever.
So anyone's wondering, Mike's a medium-sized fucker.
Yeah, I'm very medium, really, like medium, if anything. But
you placed your first time out in it?
Not first time. First time I was cutting so much weight and all this. I fucking went out there and cramped and got armbarred in like 2 seconds. I was dying.
No.
This is when I was like, I cut my teeth a little more there, so.
Oh.
And then did pretty well. But then, post of that, then the gym blew up and didn't get to ride that shit out. So.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. So looking forward to getting back to that and like adding it, well, not adding in stuff, but like playing the new details, you know what I mean? Like, excited thing, let's see how this plays out, like not judging myself for it, because like that's the other thing too, is like very focused on the negative. When I'd come back from a tournament, it was dreadful.
All the shit I did wrong.
The whole fucking thing was just dreadful. Like, it was, the training up to it was dreadful, and like I understand that's kind of supposed to be. Tournament was meh, not enough to be for that, and then afterwards was again just right back into the shit.
Back into the shit.
So it's just
like,
it's a very hard loop to fall into. So
just having the emotional security to know that, say, I can look at what I did well and still improve.
Yeah.
It's such a weird concept to toss at people, because, like I said, just everyone wants to. Oh well, what you did wrong is what you have to do better.
Well, the funny thing is too is like I realized
wrong,
like, well, yeah. But on top of that, I was left alone. I didn't have someone in my ear to tell me, like, oh, you're good at this, you're good at that, this is your thing. Yeah. It's like, well, I want to get good at this and play with this, and I'm going to get good at that, and blah, blah, you can fuck off, you know?
Yeah.
So
when
like,
you're just left to your own devices.
Exactly.
Play is how you improve, dude.
Yeah, dog.
If you just left alone and leave people alone and let them play, you believe how much better they get.
And that's the thing, too, like in class, even like when I'm teaching them, like, all right, like I'm giving you this detail, this task essentially, and like see what you get within this confine of what we're doing. Yeah. Just to see, you never know what the fuck you'll fall into, like with this type of thing, with that type of, like, if you're sweeping or whatever, you know, it doesn't matter what you're doing, but given a starting point, almost say a loose amount of parameters and a jump point. Yeah, if that's all positive, and then you're allowed to play within that. Yeah, with just maybe a touch of guidance here and there, it's amazing what you find. Yeah, and I just think that very much like plays to how I learn. Yeah, and I think if you start teaching, like, you'll go back to how you want it to be taught.
To a point, yeah.
To a point, like that'll be almost like that's your baseline. You know what I mean? Like to some extent, like at least for me anyway. Like I'll always come back to the point where like I want a couple details and let me play with it. Like I don't want you on my ass telling me this, that, whatever.
And then I mean, as a teacher though, you got to be able, you're able to adjust to people that need different things.
Oh yeah.
But you have your base style because you can't go like. Have you ever tried to teach different? Yeah. Like copy someone. Like, never works for me. Fuck it all up real bad. But,
well, I just feel like I'm doing an impression. Like I feel like I'm just like fucking around. Like it's like a joke.
Yeah, and it's like messes it all up. Yeah. But then once you find like your own personality, then you can play within it. But can never teach like other people teach. Never worked for me.
Yeah. And, like I'm trying to help people out who are like semi interested in teaching and stuff like that in the future and stuff. So I'm just like, I'm not like gonna tell you how to teach people, like, but I'm gonna tell you kind of what to look for. Like
there's certain like baseline, like outline things of how to structure stuff, but.
Your neighbor dogs are just humping each other. There's good. The other dog just bit him. The black dog was humping the retriever. Just went at it, and then
I never see those dogs.
I'm just looking out. That's some shit. That would happen. Perfect. And then the golden retriever wasn't having it and bit him, and now they're inside.
Step off, fool.
So, Coffee Regular live update.
The cactuses need water.
Cactuses need
water.
water.
The dogs be messing with you.
Dogs are banging. It's Friday. It's the week before Christmas.
It's cold as balls. balls, and we okay.
It's actually like kind of warmer this morning than I thought.
It's better today than it was yesterday.
Yeah.
As a person who sits outside shirtless and barefoot and drinks tea, today was quite a bit more bearable than the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Well,
it's getting there. What do you think about, like, I'm tempted to just do like an ice bath or something soon. I'm just feeling weird like that.
Do it, man.
Just feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, I do my I haven't done a straight up cold shower in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I do always finish cold when I take a shower.
Yeah.
And that's a special thing in the wintertime because it's extra cold.
Yeah, it is. It's naturally cold.
The pipes are naturally cold. Yeah, it's a different thing. Oh, it's so funny. My daughter discovered cold showers a while ago. Just kind of by accident, just bumped the thing when she was showering and was like, I love it. Look how my arms move. It's so great, Papa. I feel great.
I feel powerful.
But I was asking her about it, like, I was last week, and she was so funny. Talk about details. I was like, don't forget to go cold, Papa. And don't forget to do the cold shower, buddy. And she's like, I always do, Papa, when I wash my hair. And I was like, damn, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I do, like, a contrast shower, it's when I'm done. I just rinse off cold and have to do it for a little while. She's like, as you wash your hair, she don't even care, man.
Combat style.
And I'm like, you are tougher than me, good.
You're like, good.
Yeah.
Thank God.
That was funny, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, I need a good ice bath. It's been one.
Yeah, I did one probably like 6 or 7 months ago. Time to do one again.
Yeah, I used to do them all the time.
I have a semi-decent tub for it, like having a shitty apartment, so like, why not?
My tub's freaking huge, actually. So it's almost like, do I want to use that much water?
Yeah.
That's how big my tub is. Like, that's a lot of water.
Yeah.
Ideally, I was thinking about, they have those little, like, 2-person saunas I see the ad for on Instagram all the time.
Yeah, like the wood ones? Like
the wood one.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, if I got one of those, and then, like, one of those big-ass basins,
fuck.
You can go sauna, ice bath, boom. Like, that actually wouldn't be that expensive.
You do that, you'd have trouble kicking me out, dog.
Yeah.
Got the coffee, got the trains, got the saunas, shit.
It's on the spa. It's on the potential list in my head right now. Because if I build the throw deck, that's a pretty tiny sauna. It won't take up a lot of space.
You don't need a big one, really.
No, really, that little 2-person gig would be sweet. Wow.
It'd be a tight thing, for sure. So, I miss my sauna. I used to have like regular access because I worked at the Y.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. I love saunas. I want one so bad. Yeah, I just want to be able to do it. But I hate to pay membership for things that I could do at home.
Yes, exactly.
Or like, I could.
It's like I'd rather invest and just be able to do this at my house.
It'll pay for itself eventually.
Yeah. It's like I would just love it that much. Because, I just love the heat.
I do, I like it.
The fucking showers in Iceland, like everything was naturally geothermal, so it's just
right on.
Brilliantly warm and just...
That's a better kind of warmth too, man. It's a different ballgame.
And the minerals in the water, your hair felt, your skin was amazing.
Yeah, you just feel
My skin was glowing when I came back from Iceland.
Glowing. So rejuvenated.
Yeah. Shit was nice.
Sounds like you move in Iceland.
Dude, we've talked about it. Seems like a bitch, though.
Moving's a bitch wherever you move to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Is what it is.
We'll see.
I moved down the street and it still sucked. Like,
it's true. Whatever. We moved that heavy ass bed fucking like 100 feet and that sucked.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, you moved to Iceland. It's okay. I encourage people to move to places I want to go.
Yeah.
So I can visit them.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a couple of friends kind of move places and like, but the places they were going, I was like, yeah, that's cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, blow up mattress.
I had a friend who moved to New York, another friend moved to LA. Like, those are spots I need joints to stay at, you know?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
I want to stay and train at the Blue Basement, Marcello's, now I'll go to LA and train.
Yeah, we got that. We got an open invitation for that anyway. New York, all the way.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's 100% going to happen.
And I need to see my buddy, too.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, we got to go. I would need to train. I have Marcello higher than the Blue Basement, technically, actually.
Really?
Marcello is my guy.
Marcello should be my guy because he's a tiny guy that beats up big dudes. He is definitely one of my guys. But
I had one of his original X-Guard books that I studied and like really dug into and like fucking loved that, and like that's where my butterfly card story came from.
Oh, that's cool. I guess on that level, then Demian, Maia, and Travis Stevens would be my guys that I'd want to train with. I think Demian Maia would be like a wonderful like drink coffee, have fun thing, and I feel like Travis Stevens would just beat me up. Be like, thought you said you were tough.
He just wouldn't have much to say. It would just be like things to do on you.
Yeah. Quit whining, you're fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe it's different, but that's competition. I've already done this, dude.
Yeah.
We don't need to do this anymore.
We've done this part.
Come on, let's go to the other part.
Paid the dues. It's like, not today, bitch.
You're fine. So,
but yeah.
I don't know.
Marcelo, yeah.
Marcelo is...
I've got, like, that's another one. Like, I was watching his highlights. I'm like, damn, that's why we do it. Like,
yeah, I revisited Marcelo's ADCC win where he went to the openweight division and got second. Like, I revisited that a few months ago and was, like, amazed by it all over again.
What is his introduction, even at ADCC, when he put out Shaolin?
Oh, yeah.
He choked him right the fuck. He
choked him the fuck out, because Shaolin was the man back then.
He was the man.
He was the guy at the time.
And that was the first round. He put out first or second round of the tournament. He got put out, and I was like, holy fuck! Like, he was slated to win. Yeah. And Marcelo comes out and tools him in 30 seconds.
Because it's fun to revisit stuff, people who are legends before, when they were babies.
Right.
When no one knew. And they're like, out of nowhere. Cause
holy shit.
You look at it now and you're like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember then, I didn't know who that guy was. No one knew who that guy was.
That was the frontier, dog. Like,
yeah.
And he was trailblazing.
Yeah.
He's fucking your day up.
Yeah. And so it's very much like how Nicky Rodriguez is now.
Exactly.
Will Nicky Rod be viewed that way in 10 years?
Exactly. And it'll be interesting to see how the forefront of the sport changes that way too, because of people like that.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be in the catch wrestling and jiu-jitsu and everything is going to make this mountain. It's going to come and whoosh, and everything's going to be fucking huge and tight and awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know. In my opinion, I think what's going to happen is pop culture wise, Korean like K-pop, but like Korean culture, it's going to drag food and stuff with it too. And then Brazilian culture through jiu-jitsu, and then eventually start to bleed into music. People are speaking Portuguese randomly in songs.
Yeah.
And
Portuguese rap is actually dope as shit.
It's actually pretty dope, yeah. And like the food. Then jiu-jitsu is going to come in through jiu-jitsu.
Everybody has a fucking acai bowl now.
Yeah, acai is a thing. I bought fucking acai at Target.
Yep.
Yeah,
Everybody
I was like, it's happening now.
It's trickling. Jiu-jitsu's everywhere.
Taekwondo is going to fall apart and be revamped. Because it just hit the tipping point. The new uniforms are the stupidest thing you'll ever see in your life. All right, and
it's on that curve.
Yeah, it just hit the tipping point. It's going to fall off now, but then it's going to be reborn and rebuilt as like an art and a sport. And jiu-jitsu is, I think, socially at its peak.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's socially acceptable as grappling arts with all the talks of concussions and shit now, and all the people that think hitting sports where you hit people are just barbaric.
The devil, yeah.
Like grappling is going to come in.
Yeah.
But then with the mixture behind the scenes of everyone's coming together, catch wrestling and jiu-jitsu and judo are all blending together as a thing now. I think grappling's the wave of the future.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Taekwondo makes a comeback sort of, but I don't know that it'll ever be big. It's big certain places in the world. I don't know if it's ever going to be socially accepted as like a thing.
But like it'll be a thing because people are like, it's going to be preserved.
Yeah, possibly preserved and like rebuilt.
But it almost has to die in order for that.
It does have to die for that to happen. But then like jiu-jitsu, I really think is going to be like the kids' sport of the future.
Mm-hmm. Well, jiu-jitsu now is like the internet. Like it's not going away.
No, it's not going away. You can't unplug it. But it's so. Like, I just watch kids training, and I see a difference between, like, I'm biased, my kid's awesome, but I see the kids that she trains with, and, like, I see how they're developing versus, like, ball sport kids.
Oh, yeah.
And there's such a difference in attitude.
Mm-hmm. Because you realize early on, get your ass kicked.
Yeah, the jiu-jitsu kids are so much nicer, but also so much wittier.
Yeah.
Because, like, you still have that backup of, I can beat you up for real. Like, your shit is all metaphorical.
Yeah, cool. Fuck off.
We don't do metaphors. I will choke you unconscious.
Yeah. Like that shit is real. Yeah. The nice hoodie you have.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah. But it makes them nicer.
Yeah.
Like, they don't, like, you don't
see. They always know there's a bigger fish.
Yeah. And they always...
humble.
They don't fuck with shit. They don't tease people or make them. They're just like, yeah.
if anything, they'll probably hopefully interject and stop something like that.
Yeah, like they do that a lot too.
So
yeah, and so
martial arts makes good folk, I think.
It really does.
It helps.
If done properly in the right environment.
It can help. It can make monsters too. I've seen that.
No, yeah, I've seen the monsters too, but even the monsters eventually get stomped.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen so much in the ball sports.
Yeah. That's fucking true.
Yeah.
They get paid a lot.
Yeah.
You're a dickhead, you make it to the top.
Yeah, you're a dickhead in a combat sport. Someone comes up and beats you up.
The
Just beats the absolute shit out of you. Yeah.
Yep.
Eventually happens.
Yep.
Well, that digressed for a second.
That's okay.
Yeah. But no, I think, class to the details.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as an idea, what do you think?
I mean, it was great.
Pretty cool?
Yeah.
Pretty cool, yeah. Now I just want to go watch some old tapes.
I know. I'm going to watch some highlights later. And
yeah,
just,
figure some shit out.
Fucking details.
Yeah. Entries.
Entries.
I'm looking for entries right now.
Yeah, I'm really like obsessed right now with like setups to stuff. And like wrestling stuff and like setups. And just like not necessarily like what they are, but like how important they are and like what role they play. So like I'm playing around with that. So.
Okay. I'm into Kazushi and entries.
Nice.
I need to, how do you off balance people? And I need to literally step.
Yeah.
Where do I put my foot in to start the thing? Like, that's what I'm going for right now.
Love it.
All right, man.
All right, man. That was fun.
Double the coffee.
Double the fun.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Have a phenomenal Friday.
Yeah.
And as always, keep your coffee regular.
Peace in, everyone.